Hi guys, welcome back to my channel once again here on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining me today for a review of WWF Unforgiven in Your House from 1998. This is also known as In Your House 21. So this is part of the Attitude collection released by Silver Vision in the early 2000s. And this one has the WWF scratch logo. They did re-release the Attitude Collection, but with obviously the WWE scratch logo. But this title in particular, and I think it was Rock Bottom in Your House, didn't get included in the re-releases. So as I said, it's a Silver Vision release. Let's have a look at the front cover artwork. Very cool. I do like. The purple and yellow colour in the background looks awesome. And we got the Undertaker there with a cross on his hand. And we got the Brothers of Destruction against each other there for their match, their Inferno match, which is on this pay-per-view, which looks pretty awesome. And the cover artwork's pretty much the same as the VHS cover artwork from what I can remember. I did have that a very, very long time ago, before all the DVDs came out and that, but over the years I don't have it anymore for whatever reason. Maybe I sold it, I don't know, but I don't have it in my possession anymore, unfortunately. So it was good to relive this again, because it would have been the first time in over 20 years that I've watched this pay-per-view all the way through in full again. Obviously I've seen the Inferno match one or two times over the last 20 years, whether it be on like that Undertaker Tombstone collection, for example, the other day, or another best of collection possibly as well. I think I may have seen it on. I think it may have been an extra, I could be wrong, on Armageddon 2006, or maybe another DVD. But anyway, I know I've definitely seen it a few times in recent years, that particular match. There's the spine. There's my friend Nathan, the wrestling guy's favourite part now, showing the disc. And let's try to get the disc out a second, guys, and then I'll show you the interior. So there we go. That's all 12 of the WWF Attitude Collection releases. So we have the Unforgiven one there. We have The Rock, Know Your Role, The Best of Raw Volume 1, Eve of Destruction, Three Faces of Foley, TLC, Undertaker, The Phenom, Austin 316 Uncensored, Austin vs. McMahon, Best of WrestleManias 1 to 9, I do believe that one is, and the Best of Survivor Series 87 to 97, and Rock Bottom in Your House. And as I said, when they re-released these under the WWE instead of WWF scratch logo, Silver Vision that is, sorry guys, we didn't get the two pay-per-views, but we had the other 10 instead, to my knowledge. I'm sorry if that's not the case. Sorry, I forgot to also say plenty of Attitude to go around. Collect them all. And I'm only missing Austin versus McMahon, the WrestleMania and Survivor Series best ofs, and Eve of Destruction, I do believe. I did have that one, but I gave that one away, or I sold it, I can't remember now, because I bought a double pack which came with volume 1 and 2, so I didn't see the point of having it twice. But yeah, I'm going to put the disc back in a second. And I also wanted to point out, I noticed that Undertaker doesn't have that cross on his hand on the disc there, which is very strange, but I thought you guys wanted to see that. But then he's using his left hand on the front and then his right hand on the inside, so it's a completely different hand altogether. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now because I'm acting like a right idiot about that. Apologies for that, guys. Another thing I did want to point out was it's exempt from BBFC classification with an E certificate kind of thing. I don't often see those on DVDs or VHS tapes back in the day, but when you did get them, it was for mainly sports titles or music concert videos or DVDs. It's very rare you would get those classifications in the UK. I would have given this a 18 certificate probably for the content that's in it. So just going to give you the stats a second. So this was from April 26, 1998, from Greensboro, North Carolina, at the Greensboro Coliseum Complex. 21,427 in attendance with a 300,000 buy rate as well. That was pretty impressive. And we had this as the follow-up to WrestleMania 14. And the match is there on the back, but there is a match that's missing, which we'll get to shortly, that isn't listed there on the back. But I'll go through all the matches anyway. So we kicked the show off with Farouk, Ken Shamrock, and Steve Blackman as they took on the Nation of Dominations, The Rock, D'Lo Brown, and Mark Henry, who had Kama Mustafa ringside in this six-man tag. It was an okay opening match. It was pretty cool to see Farouk do the Dominator on The Rock and pick up the victory for his team. I did like that. I like seeing Ken Shamrock wrestle as well as Steve Blackman. He's quite an interesting wrestler to look back on during the Attitude Era. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, needed a cough then. But yeah, that was an okay-ish opener, I guess. Then we had Triple H defending his European Championship against Owen Hart, with China suspended in a cage, I do believe. Yeah, above the ring. And that was quite a cool one as well. And this was at during the time when Shawn Michaels was removed from DX by Triple H after he lost the championship to Stone Cold at WrestleMania 14. And he decided to build a DX army, recruited X-Pac and the New Age Outlaws to the faction. But yeah, this WWF European Championship match was pretty cool, but I didn't like the outcome with Triple H defeating Owen Hart. I thought Owen Hart deserved to win this. During the match, China had managed to bend the bars and get out and started to dangle from the cage, and Road Dogg lowered her down into the ring during the match. And afterwards, we had Owen Hart say to Michael Cole that enough is enough and it's time for a change. So changing his character, and this was the transition over to the character that would eventually join up with the Nation of Domination, if my memory serves me correctly, which was a good time. And it was a good move as well for Owen to have done that. But a nice run with the European Championship again at this point would have been pretty awesome for Owen Hart. But it wasn't to be, unfortunately. It was DX leader Triple H that was going to be the victorious one on that evening. Moving on to the next match is the one that I mentioned earlier that wasn't listed on the back of this cover here. And that's the Midnight Express team made up of Bodacious Bart and Bombastic Bob. Fucking ridiculous names, guys. Managed by Jim Cornette. They were the NWA Tag Team Champions, and this was for the NWA World Tag Team Championship, this match. And obviously Bodacious Bart was Bart Gunn, and Bombastic Bob was Bob Holly. They took on the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, in a match which felt very slow kind of paced, I guess. Very retro 80s kind of feel to it. But I didn't mind it. It was okay. Not as good as the Triple H Owen Hart match or the first match we kicked off the show with, the six-man tag. But I did enjoy it. It was okay. But the names, very confusing stuff. Maybe that's why they didn't put it on the back. Just ridiculous names. Anyway, Luna Vachon took on Sable in an evening gown match. And this was okay, I guess. But obviously we won't be able to get away with this kind of stuff in wrestling nowadays. Women ripping each other's clothes off, etc. Just for the fun of it, for sports entertainment and whatever else. And we had Jerry the King Lawler, who was perving on the women as he used to back then, obsessing himself with puppies and that, and sounded like he was getting too overexcited, almost having an orgasm or some shit. It's just crazy. You know what he was like, guys, Jerry Lawler back then. And for you, those of you who don't, he was just obsessed, like some sort of perv, with all the female wrestlers or female talent as they were back then. But yeah, it was what it was. It was only a few minutes long anyway. The evening gown match, and Luna had beaten Sable. Not sure if Sable should have won this one, to be fair, because of her popularity with the fans, but that's how it went down anyway. I didn't really call it a proper match though. The New Age Outlaws defended their WWF Tag Team Championship against LOD 2000, and this one wasn't too bad. So LOD 2000 was Hawk and Animal with Sunny, and obviously they tried to change and update their gimmick, trying to move on from having that same look and feel about them for the last, at this point, I'd say the last 15 years or so. And at some point this year of 1998, they do recruit Darren Drozdov, also known as Droz, as a kind of third member or stroke replacement for Hawk, which didn't go down too well. That's a story I'll cover another day with Legion of Doom and their many different tag partners of Animal. If I ever get down that road of having that DVD set of the Road Warriors. But yeah, for what it was though, that was a good, well, an okay-ish kind of match. As I said, I didn't mind that one. Then we had the Inferno match, Undertaker versus Kane with Paul Bearer. This one, for some reason in my mind, I always thought this was a really good match, an exciting match, but it's not that great. For some reason, it just doesn't come across as great to me. Maybe I appreciated it more when I was younger, but upon watching it again for possibly the fourth or fifth time ever, because I said I've watched it as an extra on another DVD before, and I definitely have watched it in the last few months as well, when I've reviewed it on the Undertaker's Tombstone set, I do believe. But yeah, it's okay. We had like interference from Vader trying to attack Kane, and he was like outside the ring. And I remember this awesome spot where Undertaker had done this impressive dive onto both of them, and it was pretty impressive to see the dead man fly, because a guy of his size and that, you just wouldn't expect that of him back then. So that was a hell of a spot. Paul Bearer took quite a beating as well and got busted open, lost some blood. Another reason I would have given this an 18 certificate here in the UK. So I don't understand why they gave it that E certificate. It's just bizarre. But, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, that Inferno match, I wanted it to be better, or I remember it being better when I was younger, I guess, but not anymore now. It wasn't as good as I remember it, unfortunately, guys. And then we had a really, in my opinion, dull main event up next. We had Stone Cold Steve Austin defending his WWF Championship against Dude Love. Dude Love, I never really liked that gimmick. It would have been Mick Foley's worst of all of his gimmicks. I preferred Cactus Jack out of every gimmick Mick Foley had portrayed. And Dude Love obviously is definitely his worst in my opinion. I just didn't like it at all. And the match itself, it was okay, but like I said, I didn't feel Dude Love deserved a WWF Championship match. And shockingly as well, Dude Love wins the match by disqualification. And yeah, there's not a lot else I can talk about that main event. It was just, just to pass another pay-per-view by it to keep Austin as champion, I guess, but also make Dude Love look good as well. And this pay-per-view overall, I was excited about returning to, but it wasn't as good as I remembered it. It had a few ups and downs, and yeah, overall, I give it a 5 out of 10, guys. If you're looking to relive the year of 1998 again, this could be a bit of a low point, depending on what mood you're all in. But by all means, give it a watch again. One or two matches are okay, as I said, but you'll probably be like me and be disappointed with that Inferno match, and definitely with the main event. I just didn't like it at all. It just, it wasn't for me. I won't be returning to that one again anytime soon in the future, sadly. Even though I like to go back to older pay-per-views and appreciate them, this one unfortunately was one of those that just didn't really matter to me anymore. So yeah, do I deserve a thumbs up today, guys? Please give me one to cheer me up. I'd love that. Thank you very much. Thanks for being great viewers as well and helping me support my channel. And hi to new subscribers. Keep subscribing. I do appreciate you all. You're all amazing. I'm lucky to have you all. I want you all to stay safe and look after yourselves. And feel free to give me a comment if you want to talk about this DVD or any other Unforgiven DVDs or any other wrestling related questions in particular. I don't mind. I hope you like my little background I did with the Brothers of Destruction, both being on an Unforgiven cover of a DVD, which was pretty cool, which I thought went well with this. But yeah, you guys stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. Peace.